Well, the case of the Nigerian pastor Timothy Omotoso will resume in the High Court in Port Elizabeth this morning. The first witness, Cheryl Zondi, is expected to continue answering gruelling questions from Omotoso's defense lawyer. Well, for a recap and what we can expect coming up this morning, we are now joined by SABC's Jayde Paulse for more on the trial. Very good afternoon, or rather morning to you, Jayde. Yesterday we saw a very tough and detailed line of cross-examination coming through from the defense. Can you elaborate on the judge's commentary on the line of questioning?
That's very true, Shante. Yesterday was a very difficult day for Cheryl Zondi, who took to the stand and was cross-examined by defense advocate Peter Doberman. We saw the judge Mandela Makahula often reprimanding the defense advocate for his line of questioning and the words that he used, also terminologies that were used. We saw defense advocate Peter Doberman asking Cheryl Zondi if she knew certain body parts, if she in fact was indeed raped, why she went back to the house in Mhlanga in KwaZulu-Natal, if she knew the first time at the first incident that Timothy Omotoso allegedly sexually assaulted her. So we saw all of this coming out in court yesterday, and I can tell you that the people that were sitting in the gallery, the court gallery, were not happy with the defense advocate Peter Doberman grilling Zondi with his questioning, and we saw the judge also coming in and saying that the defense advocate needs to really check himself and the line of questioning with regards to the witness on the stand. But today, court proceedings will kick off at 9:30 promptly. We expect Zondi to continue with the testimony. Peter Doberman will also continue with his cross-examination. I'm told that this will be the last day of this week and the judge will be postponing for a later date in November, but it remains to be seen whether that will actually take place. I know that he summoned the state prosecutor Leigh as well as the defense advocate Peter Doberman into his chambers yesterday just to speak about the dates, and said that he was busy for the better part of October. So as it stands now, we're expecting a lot of the Jesus Demeanor International Church members to make their way into church. I can see some of them already taking their seats, as well as the ANC Women's League. They're also in attendance. The DA were here yesterday. I'm sure they'll also be coming out full force and throwing their support behind Cheryl Zondi, as well as Taiwo and the rest of the head pastors at the Jesus Demeanor International Church. We saw them also coming out and supporting Timothy Omotoso and the co-accused Lusando Solani and Zuki Swasito.
Now, Jayde, also just take us through the demeanor of Pastor Timothy Omotoso himself. Of course, we saw a very calmed down version than we initially saw, specifically to the way that he conducted himself and the way that he addressed in his first court appearance.
That's very true, Shante. When we saw Timothy Omotoso in the first couple of days of the trial, very, jovial, smiling, interacting with his co-accused, often talking to some of the people in the gallery, wearing shades as well during, court proceedings. So very happy, upbeat, and also we saw many of his outfits. People were coming out and saying that he was very flamboyant in his outfits, but that has since been subdued. It's been calmer. He's now wearing a blazer, no longer wearing those flamboyant outfits, and I'm actually told that he will be entering court soon. Maybe we can actually see what he'll be wearing. State prosecutor has arrived, Neva and Telwa, and so I suppose we'll also get a glimpse of Timothy Omotoso when he makes his way into court. But rather very, quieter demeanor. He doesn't really, look up at Zondi as much as he used to in the first, proceedings. He would often be staring at her while she's giving her testimony. Now a more subdued Timothy Omotoso.
Just before we wrap it up, but Jay, just take us through the response that this case has received, rather specifically by the public in relation to the support that we've seen for the witness that has taken, as well as the social commentary, also again contrasting, of course, to what the judge had commented to the question and the line of questioning that had taken place yesterday.
Well, since Omotoso was arrested last year, at the Port Elizabeth International Airport, I think a lot of hype was made around the bail application process, whether he would get bail or not, and whether he'd intimidate some of the victims. And now moving on to the trial, it has picked up more momentum with the first witness taking to the stand. And I think a lot of people want to see the other witnesses, the 49 witnesses taking to the stand, and also hearing their harrowing accounts of the alleged assault by the hands of the man of God, Timothy Omotoso. But looking at the case generally, if you look on social media, Shante, on Facebook, on Twitter, it's gained a lot of traction with people very interested in the case. And I think with yesterday's insights and the way the defense advocate Peter Doberman addressed the witness, the way he engaged with her in the line of questioning, that has also gained a lot of traction within the media fraternity, but also those in the judiciary also coming out and saying that this simply cannot be allowed. Although he is a defense advocate, there is a boundary, a line that one cannot cross. So has gained a lot of traction in the media as well as in the public sphere. Shante.
I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Jayde, Paulse for SABC News on the Omotoso trial. It is day 2. It is set to commence just after 9:30 this morning. We'll continue to keep you updated on that.